Testing, 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 testing. I'm just testing. What's up, everybody? Just gonna wait for a few people to fill up in here, and then we can talk. We can just do some talking. But yeah, bear with me 1 second while I share this out. Share this to Twitter. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Hey, what's up, Depot Pam? I'm sorry, Depot Pam. Did I absolutely butcher it? I am sorry if I did. What's up, everybody else? I hope you're all enjoying. We're just waiting for a few people to tune into the stream, and then we're going to be, well, I've got a couple of questions to ask you instead of you guys asking me them, but you can also ask me questions if you have any questions, so feel free to throw some at me as well. This won't be a super long stream, maximum half an hour, but let's see what happens. Let's get this show on the road. Someone's just tweeted at me, I believe. Yes, get the show on the road. Hey, Jess, how's it doing, man? I hope you're doing well. 5 people up in here, 6 people up in here. Hope you all got snacks. I've got, not gonna lie to you, I've just made some sausages and I was gonna put them in a sandwich, right? I was gonna make a sausage sandwich. I realised I have no bread at home, so now I've just got loads of sandwiches, loads of sausages on a plate for my lunch today. I wanted a sausage sandwich, what can I say? I really wanted one. I was craving one, I wanted to make it, and then bam, that's that there. Now they're just there. Now I've just got sausages. Nelson, how you doing, man? I hope you're doing well, dude. But yeah. Anyway, guys, so I am going to be creating some stream stuff. So we're going to be doing a lot more streams in the future, especially some live coding streams. And one of the aims for this is for me to create some custom emotes, some custom emojis. So I'm going to post a couple of emojis in the chat, not custom ones, just, you know, the standard YouTube ones. Like bam, so you can see these kind of custom emojis. We're going to get our own custom emojis in the chat, right? So we're going to get some special ones what tailor to this channel about us coding, stuff like that. And if you become a member, you can also get obviously the like you'll get a special logo next to your name, which is a little wizard hat, because obviously we're all coding wizards around here, you know what I'm saying? And there'll be loads of other cool stuff, but I kind of want to know, what would you want as emotes? So I can get 5 emotes to start with, and then the more members we get, obviously the more emotes we can have. Hey Fee, how's it going, man? Yo, I hope you're doing well, dude. I'm a little hyper today, guys. I don't know why that is, but you know, it is what it is. So I hope you enjoy my hyperactivity. But yeah, so emotes, guys. Any cool emotes you guys can think of, or if you've even just got generic questions you want to ask me, and we can just come up with, you know, the stuff as we go along. We've got about half an hour, so far away, far away, far away. Those sausages are good, FYI. Good sausages. Yo, Satria, how you doing? Jez, advice for projects I can put on GitHub resume for future employers. Anything. So what sort of job are you going for? Front end, back end? If it's front end, make sure you've got your own portfolio, right? So create something that shows off you, tell you about yourself. Say, hey, my name's Jez, I do X, Y, and Z. I know my way around some JavaScript. I know my way around some PHP or Node.js or whatever you want to say in there. And then do some just different projects, even simple projects like CRUD applications, like a mini blog, all sort of things, like mini e-commerce site, full stack. So yeah, full stack would be perfect for like an e-commerce site, a blog, because you could do CRUD. You can either use PHP, Node.js for that. Pull it on your GitHub, share the links, try and pull it on a live server if you can. You can do some static HTML stuff. You could do like a few JS app if you're doing like, or React one, depending on what path you're going for, or if you're going for just vanilla. It's totally up to you again. But yeah, just throw some different projects on there. Blogs are great for full stack. So are e-commerce sites. You also want stuff like simple CRUD applications, even like a to-do app is a simple CRUD application. And anything like that, man, you just throw it on there. People love it. People like it. Employers don't care exactly how detailed you go. They just want to see if you can code or not, and you can get a job done. If you've got any specific projects you've made, then fire back. What do I think about PWAs? I like them. I think they're a really great concept, and I think people need to do more with PWAs. Personally, I haven't had a chance to because I'm mainly just doing portfolio websites. Like, I'm not going to turn a portfolio website into a PWA. But yeah, at the minute, I haven't got many big jobs which would require a PWA sort of feel. No behind the scene web apps, but I think they're awesome, and I definitely think they're going to be great going forward. Ika said, I'm learning React, please give me some words. They're not even words, Tyler. Words. Okay, you're learning React. Okay, so you want to start off, obviously, JavaScript. You need to know JavaScript. Make sure you've learned JavaScript before you learn React. A lot of people have to think, oh, it's a framework. We can actually use React and just skip JavaScript, but you're not going to get very far doing that. And employers definitely won't want to hire you if you don't know the base of the language. So obviously learn basic JavaScript. Once you learn that, learn the concepts of React. You want to learn about hooks, you want to learn about functional components, you even want to learn about state component object oriented, so class components and stuff like that, because some people may still be using that. Actually, a lot of people will still be using that. Definitely look into some of channels. Traversy Media has a great crash course. Brad from Traversy Media has a great crash course on React. He does one every year pretty much. And he's done an updated one for 2020. So definitely go check that out. That's a pretty awesome one. Erin said, nice. Cool. We've gone off topic, but I like it. Questions, fire them away. I enjoy it. Anyone who's new around here, we're actually trying to discuss, we're discussing questions and also what emojis would you like to see, custom channel emojis would you like to see on here. We're going to be doing some private membership streams. So if you're a member, membership isn't out yet, by the way, so you can't get it yet, but I will announce it when you can. But yeah, when you're a member, you'll be able to join in with some private streams. We'll be doing like not one-on-one, but one on a group. Live coding sessions, so you guys can get involved and give me loads of different ideas, and then I can teach you how to do specific things during these more smaller scale sessions, rather than having 100 people in a stream learning one thing. We'll have a certain amount of people learning, more tailored, and also you'll get all the custom emojis, which is any cool emojis you can think of which tailor to my channel. Definitely let me know. I'm going to be designing them this weekend, or maybe this week, who knows. Which is the weekend still, but you know what it is. But yeah, far away. Anyone else got any questions or anything you want to see on the channel going forwards? Anything like that, far away. Just let you know, I'll be going downstairs in 2 minutes quickly. So we'll do a quick... you talk amongst yourself for 2 minutes while I go grab my shop drinks. My miss just got back. Quick question for you. What are the factors that determine using Vue.js, React, or Angular? Preference. It's all about preference. They're nothing. There's nothing major difference. They do have their own benefits. Angular, I couldn't really give you the benefits. I barely use it, and I don't really like it personally. It's not a bad framework. It's great for what it does, but it's just not for me. For Vue.js, it's really easy to create just styled components, singular component based stuff. It's just really good. You can scope everything. It just feels a lot cleaner to write as well. But for React, it definitely has a bigger base at the minute. Obviously, it's backed by Facebook. A lot more companies use React than they use Vue.js, but Vue.js may grow and surpass React in the future. It's obviously doing great on GitHub, so yeah, I mean, there's not many determining factors, but definitely some. It depends. If you're going for a work placement, right, React might be your better one, but if you want to learn something that might be big in the future, what you can niche at, then Vue.js may take that boat. Erin said, JS versus TypeScript, which do you prefer and why? I use vanilla JavaScript just because I've never really dabbled in TypeScript too much. I've used TypeScript when I used Angular the first time, Angular 2 for the first time, I think it was. And I didn't like it, but it was because it was in Angular, you know. But I've used TypeScript with Vue before as well recently, and also used it with Node.js, I think. There's nothing majorly different. TypeScript is just a little bit more strict. It means your code will... You can run better tests. Your code will just feel a lot. It'll feel more formal and more cleaner. Whereas JavaScript, you've got your typing issues, you've got all that. Whereas TypeScript kind of removes those type issues. So yeah, that's kind of that. Data types are a big part of programming, and except from if you're a JavaScript developer. So yeah. The most efficient tech stack. Also thoughts on GraphQL. I've never used GraphQL, but I hear it's really good combined with React. efficient tech stack would probably be Mern, in my opinion, just because, well, I think Mern or Phenom, Vue, Express, Node, and MongoDB are a great combination as well. I think they both have their benefits. Again, it depends what sort of route you want to go down, for more of a job route or more of a like sort of your own stuff. I would prefer to use Vue for my own stuff. Thanks, Erin. Have a nice day, dude. You too, bud. But yeah, it just depends on what you actually enjoy doing most. So personally, I'm definitely more in tune with having a Vue-based app with Node and MongoDB, but personally, recently I haven't even been using that sort of stuff. I've been using PHP and WordPress because, most people just want a basic CMS. But yeah, no, I think the best stack for me is Phenom, or personally Phenom, but Mern stack if you want to go more business side of things, I think, currently. I don't know if there's many businesses that do Vue, really. I've never seen a job post personally. I know there is people who have posted them, but I've never seen one in my local area anyway, or even in the UK, roughly around the Midlands. I never see any. So yeah, it is what it is. Any more questions, guys, or any emojis you want me to create, design for this membership, what are coming up? And memberships will also have a tier, a high level tier, that will come out with special courses. So you'll be able to get stuff like special full courses, let's say on Phenom, on Mern stack, different stack stuff. We'll be doing full projects in these courses, stuff like that, so it'll be kind of cool. They're not out yet, so don't all the details will be coming later on, but just some things to look forward to. Fee said, what would your thoughts be on Firebase? I love Firebase. I think it's really cool. I used it back in version 1, or before it was even version 1, I think. When Google had it out in beta. I think it still is beta, isn't it? Or something like that. But anyway, it was a long time ago I started using it for the first time. I made a check-in app. So in my business, you walk in, you double tap your face, it checks you in through Firebase, and it obviously updates all the other iPads or computers around the system. I think that's absolutely awesome. And with vanilla JavaScript, where it just works fine. I mean, you can connect it in with React as well, which is awesome and stuff like that. I want to do more on Firebase. I just haven't had the time yet. So I think a Firebase project is definitely coming. Satria said, MongoDB or MySQL? I'm struggling to choose between them. It depends what you're using. PHP, definitely MySQL. If you're using Node.js, MongoDB. It just depends. They're the two ways I'd use it. I'd use Node.js and MongoDB together. They work really well. And PHP and MySQL Pro, or not SQL Pro. That's the actual application to access it. Sorry, MySQL. Hey, Mohammed said, how are you? I'm good, man. How are you, dude? I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well. 12 people up in here. It keeps fluctuating between 12, 16, 20. It's up and down. It's up and down. A lot of people are in and out. You know how it is. But yeah. Are you guys enjoying my hyperactivity? I've had too many sweet things today. I baked a cake last night and it was absolutely amazing, and I had some more today. So yeah, meh. Do you like the overlay, by the way? One of the things is, for my streams, I want to start being a little bit more professional. I'm going to get a green screen, so I hope you guys are enjoying that. I'm going to get a light, and I'm going to get a professional camera, because currently I'm just using a standard MacBook camera, and as you can tell, it's not the best, is it, guys? Don't worry about it, though. Don't worry. We'll upgrade. Also, I'm sorry, there was no light in here. But yeah, cool. So how is everybody else doing? Any questions for me? Or if you just want to talk dev, if you want to talk about anything, it might not even be dev. It's up to you. Sergio said, thank you. Probably I'll try on MongoDB because I already know a bit about Node.js. Awesome. Yeah, go for it, man. I definitely would try that out. It's generally an awesome tool. And they have obviously their collections, the documents and stuff like that. So it's all nice. It all works together well. Yeah, well, any more questions, guys? Oh, here we go. How much time do you think it takes to become a Mern stack developer? It's different per person, dude. I'd say it takes a minimum of 6 months to truly get to grips with it and start thinking. You have to have some real commercial experience to actually be able to say, hey, I made an app and I've done this. But as soon as you've made one app, essentially you already are. Once you've made one app with a Mern stack, you essentially are a Mern stack developer. But if you're talking about what sort of level you'll be hired at and stuff, you kind of need a good amount of experience. You need to be able to make a few different things. When I first started out, I tried with so little experience. I was like, yes, I can do that. I can make a to-do app in the Mern stack. That's great. And then people are like, yeah, but can you do this? I'm like, no, not yet. Let me try. But now it's like, yeah, I know a lot, so thingy. It's great. Fee said, how would the new M1 MacBook Pro ARM Silicon for developers? Any compatibility issues for coding? So I'm ordering one, and I'll let you know how it goes. But for now, I can't see any issues. Not now. It's still supporting Intel for a few years. It's got like backwards compatibility, which actually runs faster than Intel, and they're powerful as hell. For the chip compared to any of chip, they're not even Apple, right? They're not chip manufacturers, are they? They've only just started getting into the game for their own phones and their own stuff, right? But they're not chip manufacturers, and they've already made a chip that can surpass Intel's best chips. Like, come on, this M1 is amazing. Obviously, it's designed for Mac, so it works specifically with Mac. It won't work for a Windows machine or stuff like that. But they're amazing, and they're so good. I'm just really excited for them. I think they're going to be great, and they will definitely add coding. Just think, Apple have a bunch of developers who are all code oriented. They're all going to add it in. They have their whole developer suite. They're going to keep it in. Hey Tyler, hope you're well. Do you recommend any website to brush up front-end technologies? I mean, like challenges and stuff. I'll tell you what, Codecademy, right? Codecademy.com, I think it is. Absolutely amazing platform. I learned my first steps there. I mean, it's kind of more paid for now, right? But I would generally recommend Codecademy for a lot of just basic stuff, especially JavaScript stuff, especially when you're first learning out. But then once you've got past that, I really just dive into documentation and take challenges from there. Once you kind of understand all the concepts of coding, you definitely want to move on to more advanced stuff. Mohammed said, do you think one can be qualified for a job after learning MERN stack for 6 months? I think you could be qualified for a job earlier than that, definitely, especially if you're going for a junior job. But I think if you're not got a commercial experience, you're going to be going for a junior job anyway. You can't need to aim for a junior job. You're not going to just learn MERN stack and go, okay, I'm a senior now. It's not how it works. If you ain't got any commercial experience, you don't actually know how it works, and you won't actually be able to tailor to client needs. But definitely aim for, I think after 6 months, you can definitely be considered. Even less than that. It just depends. It's all different. I'd say average is probably 6 months, right? I don't know. It takes me now to learn a new skill in like 2 days. Like if I'm learning a new language, I can learn all the basics of it in 2 days, and then maybe to master it, it'll take me a few months. But it's just, once you've got the concepts down, man, you'll be perfectly fine with whatever you do, regardless. Yeah, that's my opinion, to be fair. I mean, it'll be different for everyone. Everyone will have their own way of learning, their own different traits and stuff, and how quick they learn. And it's all just based on that. Okay, we've got quite a lot of people in there now, so I'm just going to ask this question again. I'm going to be creating some custom emojis for my live streams. I'm going to be trying to do at least one live stream a week. I don't know what days, I don't know what times. They'll be roughly between half an hour to an hour long, and they'll just be quick chat up, quick Q&As and stuff like that. But then I'm going to be doing some longer ones where we're going to be doing live coding and stuff like that. And I want some custom emojis for hyping stuff up, so like a little hype emoji. But I want it to be tailored to this channel. So if you have any ideas, head over to my Twitter at Tyler_Potts_. Follow me and just tweet at me saying, hey, there's a cool idea, or even put it in the chat now. That'll be cool. Mohammed, you're welcome. Very welcome, dude. But yeah, just whatever you guys come up with, I'll be in consideration. Someone said they wanted a little wizard, because you know we're all coding wizards around here, so that's gonna be an emoji. We'll just have a little coding wizard emoji. There'll be stuff like maybe JavaScript emojis, stuff like that, just tailored things. I think it'll be really cool, and I'm excited to do it. So let's hope they come out really cool. Yeah, any other questions, guys? You've got about 5-10 minutes with me, and then I'm gonna have to go. Shifam said, hey, sometimes it feels so overwhelming to learn all these new things and end up doing nothing. I 100% agree with you, dude. It definitely does get overwhelming, but one thing to take in consideration, you need to just focus on one thing at a time. If you're learning HTML, learn everything about HTML before you even think about CSS. And once you get into CSS, obviously, then start learning CSS and push it into your HTML. Do what you've learned from HTML, link it with your CSS, figure it out, learn about the DOM and stuff like that. I guess I'm throwing loads of shit at you at once here, which isn't going to help, but just one by one, pick up each skill. Just think about things singularly. Don't try and say, okay, I need to learn functions, equations, I need to learn algorithms to do like percentage scrolling bars and stuff like that. You don't need any of that. Just learn one thing at a time. Learn how you connect the DOM. So you learn how you do click events in JavaScript. Learn how then once you've mastered click events and you understand them, try do maybe a function-based program or something like that, or maybe even just a simple to-do app. To-do apps are really good for learning bit by bit. Sorry, there was loads of questions thrown in here. Hey Tyler, what do you think about the bootcamp coding academies? I am planning on applying one in Amsterdam, but I wanted to hear your thoughts. I've never personally done one where you go to an actual bootcamp and you actually do the learning and stuff like that. I think they sound really cool, and they're definitely going to learn stuff. In theory, I did kind of learn a couple of things from a class, essentially. I went to a class one time and just sat there, and it was kind of fun. It was definitely fun. It's more interactive, and I assume bootcamp will be the same. Interactivity is what really gets the mind going. It really helps learn, especially for some people who struggle with learning from documentation and stuff, from reading. Some people are better at visualizing it. So yeah, I definitely think they might be worth it. I won't go to one myself now anyway, but I think it's something that might be worth doing. Especially if you're new and you're wanting to learn from scratch up all the way up. AJR Web Design said, I've been doing web design for 3 years as an employee now. This year I've been doing project design, so full builds by myself, taking concepts through to build, want to push on to front-end dev. I don't know if there's a question in there, but well done, man. That's really awesome, dude, and keep it up. Just smash through it. Mohammed said, which one should we learn, React or Vue? It's preference. If you want to go for a job in that, I would personally go with React. That's not a thing. It's not a fact, but I would go for React if you want looking for a job. There's definitely a lot more jobs out there for React at the moment. But if you're definitely learning to do more of your own stuff, and that Vue.js is definitely on my back burner. I've been learning Vue.js quite a lot recently. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos on it. So I think Vue.js is awesome. It's definitely going to grow in the future. AJR said, maybe get a new job as everything is pretty stale at my workplace and I feel like I'm being underpaid. I know jQuery well and have basic understanding of JavaScript. That's good, man. Definitely weigh up your options. Don't just jump straight out, jump in somewhere else. I did that and it actually messed me up a little bit, and then I jumped back in and it's all great. But I would definitely look to, if you feel like you're underpaid, you definitely need to speak to your boss, speak to whoever handles that, and just be like, hey, I feel like I do this. You got to give them some examples. I do this, this, and this. This definitely earns you more than what my salary is. Obviously, that's how businesses work, but I think I definitely deserve a bit more, and give them specifics. Say, hey, I'm looking for at least like, say, 5-6 grand more. I don't know how much you are on. It depends. If you're only on like a small amount, you want to ask for a smaller upgrade. Higher amount, you can start asking for higher upgrades and stuff like that. It just depends what you're on. Personally, I just turn around to my boss and I'll just be like, hey man, I've been doing this. These are all the examples. I mean, I've brought you in this much money this year, which, you know, come on, that's like, I only earn 10% of that. So I kind of want to start in a bit more. Yo, these are all the things if you want to keep me. And if you do find another job, that's great leeway, but don't try and ruin the relationship with your boss currently. You always want to just focus in. Should I just home in on some JS course at this point? I would definitely, if you're still learning, you're not 100% there, definitely hone in, learn some JavaScript, learn it fully in and out, do some projects, make sure you're super comfortable with it if that's what you're aiming to do. Nelson says, in real life, how do you calculate the budget for a project? It depends. It depends how much you want. If you're a freelancer, let's go for freelance point of view. It'll be the similar way for a business, but let's go freelance. Let's say I want 8 grand a month, right? Before taxes. So I want to make about 8 grand. I want enough to pay my bills. I want enough to go on holidays and stuff like that. So I want to make 8 grand this month. So I need to take that 8 grand. How many days am I going to work? Let's say I'm going to work 20 days in a month, right? So I'm going to work 20 days. How many hours do I want to work that day? Say 8 hours, right? An average working day. So you've got 8 hours. You're doing 5. So you got 20 days, 8 hours, right? So you want to divide your project. This is just my personal way of doing it, by the way. Let's say we're 8 grand. So you want to divide £8,000 by 20, right? So that's £400 a day, right? And then you've got £400 a day, divide it by 8, and that's £50 an hour. So I would charge £50 an hour, for example, for all those days. Obviously, you might have to charge more if you haven't got the amount of if you haven't got the clientele yet to fill 20 days a month full work, then obviously you might want to charge a little bit more, or even charge a little less to try and fill that gap, and just try and make sure. But obviously don't overcharge. Don't feel, oh, I want 50 grand a month. Don't go stupid. Just obviously keep it real. No one's going to hire you if you go stupid price, but just be real to what you want, how much you think your time is worth, and how much you want to see in yourself, and then just charge that. So Sarah said, one last question: does CS degree matter to our careers as a web dev? Just want to know. So I don't have any qualifications in web development. fully self-taught. I never went to any sort of like proper classes or anything like that. I did that one. It was actually just a one-off thing I went to. That was after I already had a job, by the way. And I've never been asked for any qualifications in my life. I went to 4 or 5 different businesses for interviews. I've got them all. I've always landed my jobs. But I've never been asked for any qualifications or anything like that. I've never been asked for anything. It's just no one's ever asked me. I don't think it's necessary, personally. It might help for some people, but for me, it's never helped. It might help in the case, like, I've sent emails off to people and they haven't got back to me. Maybe if I had a CS degree on my CV, they would be like, oh, he's got that. Let's get back to him. But I've never had an issue. What is CMS? Headless CMS, man. Been here ever. CMS stands for Content Management System. So it's like let's say you've got a front end blog. You need somewhere to actually write those blogs. You need a back end CMS. You need write that CMS. Headless CMS is literally just a detached CMS. So you've got your front end separate to your back end. So for example, for a CMS, WordPress. For a headless CMS, you're looking at, let's say, Vue.js front end and then PHP back end, custom PHP back end, Laravel, something like that. Something which is split from it, which uses an API to connect and talk. Is React good? Not good for SEO? It is and it isn't. You can definitely optimize it for SEO, but it's not as good as like a straight up statically rendered page. Manaj said best and easy backend for React project. A backend one, a mini blog, like just something simple like a header and text blog. It could work really well, stuff like that. Or you can just go for a simple to-do app. It's just such an easy React project to start learning and getting into it. And once you've gone from there, maybe even an e-commerce or something like that. JavaScript DOM required to learn React.js. Yes, you need to learn about the DOM and JavaScript all over before learning React. I mean, it's not necessary. You can learn it, but you're not going to master it. And there's going to be a lot of projects where you get stuck if you don't know how to use it. So I would definitely learn how to JavaScript, and you can manipulate the DOM to get into React. Shafem, which Prem club do you support? I don't support football, buddy. I don't support really any club. I'd support Atlanta Falcons, American football, or football to them. But it's not a massive thing. I only check in every so often on scores and stuff, and look at highlights. KL said, how much familiar are you with DSA? What's DSA? DSA, Disabled Students Allowance, Drivers Standard Agency. This isn't it, is it? I don't know, dude. I'm not sure. I couldn't give you any advice on that. Florin, man. Everyone hype up Florin in the chat. He said, yo, hope you're good. I am very good, my friends. I hope you're doing well, dude. I see you're popping off on your channel. Your channel's doing really good, man. I'm really happy for you, man. Tansim said Next.js or Nuxt.js. Personally, Nuxt for my personal stuff, but Next might be better for like commercial stuff. Satria said, thanks, Tyler, for your opinion. You're personally welcome. You're very welcome. Floring the young legend. Floring the young legend. You've got a new name, Florin. You're Floring now. But yes, he is a legend, absolute legend. I remember when he first got started. I'm pretty sure I was one of his first subscribers. You've always got to remember that, Florin. Glad you are. Take care, bud. Have fun. Yo, see you in a bit, dude. Thanks for popping by, man. I appreciate it. Everybody, Florin's awesome, man. You should definitely check out his channel sometime. He does some great content. He did a whole, 10 hours of coding. That's insane. I couldn't do that, man. I'd break. Well, I guess I do that every single day, but I couldn't do that on top of my work. Manager, thanks. One last question: which backend is easy to learn and implement in a React e-commerce project? Node.js is quite easy. PHP, it's really easy to implement once you know how to do it, but you just need to know the backend. To be fair, I think Node.js might be the easiest in personal opinion because you can use Next and stuff like that. And it's more of the MERN stack, MongoDB, Express, Nodes. It works really well, but you can use anything. I'd say Nodes, personally. No legend, just a random guy. I like that. KL, I meant to ask how familiar you are with data structure and algorithms. Now that makes sense. Definitely not disabled students allowance. That was just what Google brought up for me. Ask how familiar with data structure and algorithms. Algorithms, I mean, it depends. I mean, if you're just talking about like how formulas, algorithms, stuff like that, I A-starred maths, so I know my stuff around that. Data structure, I mean, JSON data structure. If you're talking about stuff like that, I know how to structure data and that. I'm all right. I know what if you're talking about in the coding realm and how you structure. I think I know it. Database structuring, everything like that. I can't pronounce your name, I'm sorry, but is PHP still relevant for junior position? Yes, it is. If you're definitely, listen, my job revolves me PHP at least 90% of the time. I mean, I'm using WordPress most of the time, and PHP is a massive necessity of that. It's definitely something you should still learn if you're looking to get into that. If you want more of a JavaScript role, then look into, obviously, JavaScript and React. But if you're just looking to get into web development in general, PHP is something you probably might need. But yeah, it's definitely still relevant. If you want a job, there's still loads of PHP jobs out there, so it's good. What are your thoughts on Dino? I like it, but I'm too familiar with Node.js now. I prefer Node.js because I know what I'm doing in it, and I don't mind learning new things. Like, as I learn new things all the time just for the channel, but I'm not going to waste a lot of time in it because I just prefer Node.js currently. Manoj said, so when will your Node.js course pop out? I actually was thinking about that, and I was just thinking of what projects we can do in Node.js specifically. I don't want to add too much variables, and I don't want to do Node and React straight away. I want to do a whole Node.js project. Maybe I'll do a few mini ones, right? So a couple of mini ones, and then I'm going to do a large-scale Node.js app, maybe even an e-commerce site or a whole blog. I've done one before, but I want to do an updated one. That was a long time ago. Tanza said, do you prefer Flutter or React Native? React Native only because I haven't really used Flutter I've used it once and it wasn't exactly anything big. I was just testing it and looking into it. So React Native for me, man. But yeah, Node.js course definitely going to come. It'll probably be, it'll be good. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Let me know what sort of things you're looking for in that, what sort of things you want to learn, and I'll try and do it. I'll try and do my best for everything, to be fair. More I put on YouTube, the more learning material everyone else has. So I try to strip out small little things and then big things, and you can combine them and stuff like that. You can all mix and match what you want to learn. I try to do more specific functionality than a whole project, but sometimes a whole project helps learn, so we'll do both. We expect Flutter tutorials from you in the future. Why does everyone want Flutter? I mean, it looks great. I haven't really looked into it too much, but if that's what you want, I'll have to look into it a little bit more. I'll do a massive breakdown on it in the future. I may even do a little crash course on it on Flutter, fully, like from basic to little intermediate. I just need to learn myself first, though, to be honest. Is it better going for WordPress or Laravel? Which one has more jobs out there? WordPress, personally. I always see WordPress jobs. There's hundreds. You go on LinkedIn. There's someone in your inbox right now asking you if you could do a WordPress website. Guarantee it. There's always someone in my inbox saying, "Hey, could you build this WordPress for me? Or could you just update my WordPress site?" It's like, sure, why not? Why not, guys? You have got me well over my my time limit. Loads of messages. Is Ionic worth learning for few dev pleads? I used Ionic before, but it was with Angular, so no. I don't know, buddy. I can't answer that, Anna. Sorry. Alright, guys. I'm going to end this stream here, but thank you all for tuning in. It's absolutely been a pleasure to stream with you guys. It's been awesome. You're all absolute MVPs. I'm just going to answer this one last question. Yes, building and implementing some live e-commerce project using Node.js would help. I learn in a separate way from your teachings and stuff, so I recommend my friend to watch your videos. Yo, thank you very much. Any recommendation, this definitely helps me out, helps me post more videos. Have a good day, man. UT at AJR is class components dead in React. Kind of, but they still are used massively in big businesses. It's just I'm kind of moving away from them, but you can still use it. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. Thumbs ups really do help. Cal, you always get to the end of the stream, dude, but thanks for popping by. I appreciate it. Nelson, bye. Thanks. See you soon, guys. All right. I am so hyper. I'm off my face. There's so many people in here now. So many people are joining. Why is everyone joining now? We're leaving. Anyway, guys, thank you very much. Peace out. Like, comment, subscribe, share, do all your fun things, and peace out.